Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the countryside, there lived a poor widow and her son, Jack. They lived in a humble cottage, surrounded by fields, and although they worked hard every day, they could barely make ends meet. Their most prized possession was a cow that gave them milk, which they sold in the market to buy food. But one unfortunate day, the cow stopped giving milk. Jack's mother, desperate and worried, said, "Jack, we can't keep the cow any longer. You must take her to the market and sell her. We need money to survive." Jack looked at his mother, feeling sad but determined. "I'll do it, Mother," he said. "I'll get enough money for us to buy food, and perhaps something extra for you." With a heavy heart, Jack took the cow by the rope and began his journey to the market. Along the way, he met an old man who was sitting by the side of the road. The man had a twinkle in his eye and a warm smile. "Good day, young man," the old man greeted. "I see you have a fine cow there. Would you like to make a trade?" Jack paused, looking at the cow, then at the man. "What do you mean?" he asked. The old man smiled mysteriously. "I will give you 5 magic beans in exchange for the cow. These beans can grow into something very special, something that will change your life forever." Jack was skeptical, but intrigued. "Magic beans? What kind of magic?" The old man winked and said, "You'll see, young one. All I ask is that you trust me." Jack thought for a moment. He had no money and couldn't think of a better offer. Finally, he agreed. "All right, I'll trade the cow for the beans." Jack took the 5 beans from the old man and handed over the cow. With a satisfied smile, the old man vanished into the trees. Jack, feeling a bit unsure, turned and began the walk back home. When Jack arrived home, his mother was furious. "What have you done? You sold our cow for 5 beans?" she cried, her face red with anger. I thought they were magic," Jack explained, holding up the beans. His mother, not believing him, grabbed the beans and threw them out the window in a fit of rage. "These beans are worthless," she shouted. The next morning, Jack woke up and rubbed his eyes. He gasped in surprise when he looked outside. A giant beanstalk had grown overnight, twisting high into the sky. Jack ran outside and stared up in awe. This must be the magic," he said, his voice full of wonder. Without hesitation, Jack began to climb the beanstalk. He climbed higher and higher, past the clouds, until he reached the top. There, he found a massive castle perched on a cloud. Inside the castle, Jack saw a giant sleeping on a large bed. His snores shook the walls. Jack tiptoed quietly through the castle, amazed by the size of everything. He stumbled upon a golden goose sitting in a nest. The goose had just laid a golden egg. "This must be what the old man meant," Jack whispered to himself. He carefully picked up the golden goose and snuck back toward the beanstalk. Just as he was about to climb down, the giant awoke with a loud roar. "Fee, fee, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman!" he bellowed, his voice shaking the castle. Jack didn't wait to see what would happen next. He hurriedly descended the beanstalk, the giant's heavy footsteps following close behind. When Jack reached the bottom, he grabbed an axe and chopped down the beanstalk with all his might. The beanstalk cracked and fell, taking the giant with it. Jack and his mother were no longer poor. They lived happily ever after with the golden goose, which laid more golden eggs every day. The end.